Hello and welcome back to another in-depth weather video. If you like this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell. Here I am on the National Hurricane Center page. We have Tropical Depression 13 that is formed in the Atlantic. Current maximum sustained winds 35 miles an hour. Minimum central pressure of 1,008 millibars. And it is moving west-northwest at 20 miles an hour. So first, if this storm does get named, it would be Tropical Storm Laura. So let's move on here to the warnings and cone. So we have a few tropical storm watches and a few islands in the Leeward Islands. I expect that some of the other islands could see some tropical storm warnings be put in place, as well as the Bahamas. Again, this might take a very Isaias-like track, but just not take that sharp turn up the Florida coast. It might take an inside move into the Gulf of Mexico, or at least that is very possible. And we'll look into that a little bit later when I get the spaghetti models up. So, key messages. Tropical storm conditions are possible across portions of the northern Leeward Islands by Friday night, and tropical storm watches have been issued for some of these islands. Heavy rainfall is likely across this area beginning late Friday. There is a risk of tropical storm conditions in the Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico Friday night and Saturday, and tropical storm watches could be required for these islands tomorrow. Interest there should closely monitor the progress of the system. The details of the long-range track and intensity forecast are more uncertain than usual, since the system could move over portions of the Greater Antilles this weekend. However, the system could bring some heavy rainfall and wind impacts to portions of Hispaniola, Cuba, the Bahamas, and Florida this weekend and early next week. Interests there should monitor the system's progress and updates to the forecast over the next few days. Arrival time of winds with wind speed probabilities. You can see the Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico are going to start to see those tropical storm force winds between Friday 8 a.m. and Saturday at 8 a.m. So Friday is your general time frame there. As you can see, the highest chance of receiving tropical storm force winds is currently 30 to 40%. That does include a lot of the Bahamas and even parts of very southeastern Florida. And we have this other area here that's 20 to 30. That's a little bit wider and definitely includes areas like Miami, and I think NASA's in either the 30 to 40% chance or the 20 to 30% chance. I think it's right on the line there, but correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. So this system is going to take, again, very Isaias-like track. And I think that we're going to be seeing that a lot more. That most of these storms that get maybe a little bit more strength are going to take this northern route. Now we do have another system that we have to watch right over here that might take a similar routing to, I think it was Hurricane Franklin in 2017. Kind of cutting across the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico. So we definitely have to watch this storm, which is currently expected to become Tropical Storm Laura, and we want to watch this other system there as well. Moving on to storm information, we can see this hasn't updated yet, so it's still 98L, but the hurricane models and GFS ensembles, the ensemble shouldn't be changing that much. As you can see, the hurricane model spaghetti chart here showing that general flow of the actual cone right now. Some of them taking this more Isaias-like after it moves through the Bahamas, taking that turn in Florida. Some have it taking that turn a little bit later. Some have it even hitting Cuba. So that's why we have that cone, and it gets wider as we go on, because there's definitely that area of uncertainty right after this moves past, I would say past Hispaniola. we definitely see that level of uncertainty really go up. Next up, GFS Ensembles. You can see some of these showing that it goes into the Gulf of Mexico, then takes that hard turn over Florida and Georgia, and then ends up back in the Atlantic. Some of them taking it into interior Florida, and then back into the Atlantic. But I think most of these spaghetti strains, as I like to call them, taking it back into the Atlantic or inland here. Some even showing Louisiana, Alabama getting hit. So we definitely have to watch this system as the days go on. Intensity guidance. Let's actually do the CMC, the Canadian model. A little bit more all over the place, but generally it's showing that most of them are going to take this kind of coastlier path, but most of them, again, ending up in the Atlantic Ocean. Alright, now intensity guidance. Couple of these showing that it will become a major hurricane. A few more showing that it will become a Category 1. And some of them also saying that this will kind of stay a low-end tropical storm. Few of them dropping off here very early. But I think that if we're going to see any rapid intensification, we definitely have to watch between the next 2 to 4 days, maybe 2 to 5. But I think that after about 2 days from now, that I think that we could start seeing some rapid intensification. But other than that, once you get past that point, I think that percentage of getting to the major hurricane status drops off a bit. You still have this HMNI that shows it developing in 3 days, so that isn't that far off the 2-day mark, but I think that that 2 to 5 day stretch is definitely going to be where this becomes a hurricane or not. Tropical storm probably going to form within the next 12 to 24 hours, probably in the next day here, so definitely have to watch that. And the National Hurricane Center is showing that this is expected to become a tropical storm. They're keeping it at a tropical storm. Alright, GFS. So let's just quickly run through this because this video is already pretty long for a tropical update. So the GFS is showing this kind of riding the Leeward Islands, kind of this forming here, but we're just going to watch the tropical moisture here. That's showing it going inland and then eventually moving out to the Atlantic. The GFS has been kind of downplaying this tropical cyclone season, but I use it because usually it has some sort of accuracy. But we have a GFS parallel here, showing it taking a very similar track, but just south of some of those islands, even hitting Puerto Rico, and then kind of taking a similar track to this one, hitting Louisiana. And the Canadian, right over here, showing this getting pretty intense, with kind of about the same time that Isaias gained hurricane strength within the Bahamas here, and it's showing it hitting right into Florida, going into the Gulf of Mexico, regaining a little strength, and then hitting Alabama. So we definitely have to watch this storm, especially as it gets closer to the U.S. Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, and then eventually into the southeast. Definitely one to watch. Tropical Storm Laura possible in the next day or two, and could become a very strong hurricane, or could stay a tropical storm. Very boom or bust here with this storm. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.